What's up, YouTube family? This is your man Pristine, back with another video. Welcome to the camera video for the new Huawei Honor View 10. Now, this is the front-facing camera on the View 10. We've got a front-facing 13 megapixel camera, and I gotta say that this camera is absolutely stunning in my personal opinion. If you just look at the color reproduction, look at the attention to detail, this 13 megapixel shooter is definitely for real. Now, swinging around to the back of the device, we've got a 16 megapixel primary RGB camera, and then we also have a 20 megapixel monochrome camera. And you're able to do some pretty amazing things with this particular camera. I mean, this camera has the AI function that is also instilled within the Huawei Mate 10 Pro, which gives the phone the ability, or the camera the ability, to be able to recognize a scene that you're in, whether you're shooting photos or videos, and it can adjust the settings depending on the scene in which you're in to make sure that you're getting the best picture quality possible, whether it be video or still shots that you're taking. I mean, that's pretty amazing technology. Now, some of the differences that that really differentiate the camera here on the View 10 from the Mate 10 Pro is, one, on the Mate 10 Pro, you've got optical image stabilization on both the lenses. Here on the Honor View 10, you don't have that luxury. And so, that, I mean, is that a deal breaker? No, because of, the camera quality that this thing is pushing out. But it would be nice to have that optical image stabilization because of the fact that if you're, shooting video or whatever you're doing, I mean, it's gonna make things just look a lot smoother, as opposed to really having to hold steady if you've got an unsteady, shaky hand, that sort of thing. I mean, so, optical image stabilization would have been welcomed. It's not here on the View 10, but it is on the Mate 10 Pro. All right. Now, another one of the things is you also don't have the Leica branding that is partnered with Huawei here on the Honor View 10. And so basically what that means, to me, all that means is just that, the color reproduction, the color reproduction is going to be a little bit different here on the View 10. It's not going to be as full as it is on the Mate 10 Pro because of some of the technology that Leica uses to produce brighter, more full colors. But it's not to say that the color reproduction on the View 10 here is bad, not by a long shot at all. It's just, images are produced a little bit differently. And so a lot of the technology that is that Leica uses, you don't have that here on the View 10 because you don't have that branding here. But again, I mean, that's not to say in any way, shape, or form that that these cameras here on the View 10 are bad. I mean, they're absolutely phenomenal, and I will display that in this video with some of the video quality and the still shots that I plan on showing you guys. Another cool thing about this device is you've got tons of different shooting modes. Pretty much the same camera app that is here on the View 10 is the camera app that's on the Mate 10 Pro. So like all the shooting modes and all that stuff is identical. And one thing that I found interesting is you've got a portrait mode and an aperture mode on this device. And the differences are, portrait mode basically gives you the ability to shoot subjects with a bokeh effect, like people or like objects. Aperture mode gives you the ability to shoot whatever and be able to capture whatever you want with that blurred background and have the ability to blur the background before or after the shot. And I think another detail to point out is too, aperture mode gives you the ability to refocus after shooting a subject, as opposed to portrait mode, it does not. So again, I mean, you've got all kinds of different modes and filters and things to choose from. You know, you've got pro mode. I mean, so you can, play with the white balance and the ISO, shutter speeds, all that kind of thing. Everything that you would want to need from a camera is here on the Honor View 10, man. And, at a $499 price tag, $500. I mean, I figured this is Huawei's rendition to go directly at OnePlus, and I gotta say, man, this phone is a better device overall than the OnePlus, in my personal opinion, than the OnePlus 5T. Not to say that that's a bad device, but this is just better. So let me go ahead and hop out of the car here, walk around a little bit, so you guys can just see just that color reproduction. I mean, just how the camera has the ability to, or just how it adjusts to different lighting settings and conditions, things of that nature. Moving around, like I said, we don't have optical image stabilization on board here. So you gotta make sure that you've got a steady hand. But if you take a look around, I mean, just look at the detail. It's a gray gloomy gloomy day here in Seattle. I mean, it's supposed to be springtime, but I mean, this is what you guys hear about, man. I mean, when the weather should be really nice, look at what we get. I mean, so it's not raining right now, but it's gonna be pouring down raining in a little bit. It was pouring down raining about a half hour ago, so I'm glad that it calmed down a bit so I can come down here and do my video, because that's another thing about this device. There's no IP rating. This phone is not IP, water, or dust resistant, so you definitely don't want to get this phone wet or you're going to be upset. I mean, if you can get this phone wet a little bit, probably not as much as you could for a phone that had IP 67 or 68 water and dust resistant. So I don't even want to chance it. So as soon as it starts sprinkling, if I'm out here, I'm back in the pristine mobile, man. So moving around, you guys can see, like I said, we don't have optical image stabilization. I mean, so I hope that things aren't too shaky. I'm trying to hold this device as steady as I possibly can, considering the fact that I'm moving around. But this is what it is, man. This is the 13 megapixel front-facing camera on the all-new Honor View 10. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys think. All right? Catch you guys in the next one. Peace. All right, y'all, so this is Pristine, back with another video. So this is the rear camera system that is on the Honor View 10. As I mentioned, we've got a dual camera system here on the Honor View 10. We've got a 16 megapixel RGB sensor, which is the primary camera, and then we've got another 20 megapixel telephoto lens, which is the secondary camera. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop out of the Pristine mobile here, walk around a little bit. I'm gonna try my best to hold the camera as steady as possible. As I mentioned, we do not have optical image stabilization. That's one of the things that some may consider to be a drawback. I know optical image stabilization, both the camera lenses on the Mate 10 Pro is stabilized, but they are not stabilized here on the Honor View 10. So you definitely want to have a steady hand, move slowly, put the phone on a tripod, or get one of those cool little gadgets that you can just hold and, that can move, that you connect your phone to Bluetooth. I forgot what they're called. I think they're like DJI or something. I think you guys know what I'm talking about, man. I think I may pick one of those up as well, that'll help with shooting these videos, especially with devices that doesn't have ISO. But nonetheless, I mean, if you take a look at the image quality, the color reproduction, like I said, I mean, we don't have the Leica branding. I mean, so, the color reproduction is distributed a little bit differently. You know, like I said, the colors aren't as full as they would be with the Leica branding that is partnered with Huawei. But again, that's not to say that the camera here is bad in any way, shape, or form. I mean, this is an Honor brand made by Huawei, and I've yet to have seen any device that they've made that had a sucky camera. And this camera is absolutely phenomenal in my personal opinion. Stunning photos, stunning video. You're really getting a good camera system here and tons of bells and whistles to play with. I mean, the camera app is the exact same to the Mate 10 Pro, and so pretty much everything that you're getting on the Mate 10 Pro, you're getting here. Just take away the optical image stabilization, take away the Leica branding, and that's really it. You know what I mean? So you still got a whole lot to play with, and you know, not too much left to be desired, man. I mean, with the exception of optical image stabilization. I mean, I wish that was present. I mean, do I wish that it had the Leica branding? You know, I don't really feel as though that's necessary, because there's tons of devices out there that have great cameras that aren't partnered with anybody with, you know, like Leica or anything like that, or if they are, they're not advertising it. But I mean, the fact that, you know, the Mate 10 Pro is partnered with Leica, I mean, that definitely helps, but it's not really a necessity. It's not to say that it's something that has to be done in order for a smartphone camera to be great. And I think that this camera on this phone, you know, is really solid. I mean, you know, I really think that it can really stand its own against some of the best, like the Pixel 2 XL or the new Samsung S9 or the S9 Plus, the iPhone X. I feel like this camera is up there with those cameras. You do have the ability to, you've got 2x optical zoom, just like you have on those other heavy hitters that I just named. So, I mean, you know, you've got a lot going, you know, with this particular camera, and all this wonderful technology that you're getting in this device, including these killer cameras, all for the precious price of $499, man, $500. All those devices that I just named, I mean, the Pixel 2, that's still going to run you $850. You know, if you know, Verizon, you know, they're running some promotions right now where you can get it for like $150 or $200 off if you trade in a device or something like that. The iPhone X, I mean, there's promotions going on for that where you can get that right now for like 50% off at carriers and stuff like that. But the full retail price is still $1,000. You know, the S9 and the S9 Plus just came out. I mean, so, you know, those are up there. You know, the S9 is $720 at T-Mobile. I think it's like $699 unlocked, and then the S9 Plus at T-Mobile is $840, and I think unlocked at $799. I mean, so you're still getting up there in price. Like I said, the View 10 here is $499, $500, man. I mean, you're getting a great phone with all the features, functions, bells and whistles that you could ever want. This is definitely going toe-to-toe, and I think knocking the OnePlus 5T out of the park. So let me know what you guys think, man, of the rear-facing camera system here on the Honor View 10. All right, catch you guys in the next one. Peace.